What's up, guys? This is Rashaad with Bad Beat CCG here, and today I'm joined with my fellow teammate Cooper, and we are bringing you some Vanguard overdress product unboxing today. We're opening 2 starter decks for the channel. I've been very excited for this to release, and I'm super happy to have my product in now. So we're just going to start off with a double box opening and see what we pull. Definitely looking forward to pulling some over triggers for the nations I'll need, which would be Keter Sanctuary and definitely the Dragon Empire one. But the brand game one wouldn't hurt either. The box toppers we got here, I'll show you guys, is the overdress promo, which is the over trigger. It's the same thing as the starter deck over trigger. It doesn't do anything special. It's just a cool artwork. Probably won't ever unpackage it because there's no need to use it. And then you get these cool sleeves for your raw deck, and these sleeves are honestly really nice, and they're foil. So if you want to better look at the sleeves here, it's the green pack, and then we got a purplish pack, which is definitely themed towards the dark states, and the green one is definitely Stoichia themed. And then the promo we got here is just a regular over trigger. There's nothing special about it. If you hit it during a drop check, you get to give one of your units 100 million plus another unit 100 million. You remove it from the game and you draw a card. If you hit it as a damage, you get to give one of your units 100 million, but you don't get to choose the second one. And then you remove it and draw a card, so you don't take a damage for the over triggers. I think that new mechanic is pretty cool. And then we'll get started with the box openings.
I'm so excited.
I'm very excited to open these packs. They are, from what I've seen, very rewarding packs, and it seems like you pretty much are guaranteed to make your money back for a box. So here we have some just standard cards. I'll mainly just be going over the foils and stuff. The commons aren't really too hot. There's our first foil of the new rarity, I'm pretty sure. No, this is just a double rare. And this is a single rare. So that's how that pack started off. Nothing too special in that one.
Let's see this one.
I'll definitely be looking for some hollow triggers out of my box. We got just some standard stuff here. This one's worth a good little bit. It's PG for Stoichia, and this first box already is an SP.
Nice.
So, and this card, which is really good for all the Dark States decks, obviously. So, this SP is really sought after right now because a lot of players want to play the Verina deck, and I think the Verina deck's really cool. The new SP arts are basically just full art foils where the text box is removed and everything. And then all the PGs, since they announced they wouldn't be reprinting PGs and stuff like that for a little while, they're all holding a little price right now. So that's probably about $7-ish bucks, and I'm not 100% sure how much the Verina is right now, but I know the SPs have a good little price on them. And we got our first triple rare over here, which is Orphis, which is the grade 3 for the other Brantgate deck that's not the starter. Got this. This is a pretty good card to have right here. It's useful recharger. And then we just got some other standard stuff here. It's just a rare, and this is the first of the new rarities, which is just hollow. So this card is literally just a hollow full card like you would see in any other card game, but it looks really nice in the Vanguard foiling.
It really does.
Set that to the side.
So these are the same rarity. Yes. Okay.
And there is one over trigger guaranteed per box, so we'll see what over triggers we pull. And here we have a double rare Bulbamon. That card's got a pretty good price on it right now as well, because it's definitely 100% needed for any Brantgate strategy.
Another double rare.
And we got another Verina, so it seems like this is a Dragon Empire themed box right now. Got some other just common things. We have a Crawl U Insects here, another one of this guy, and then another hollow foil version of one of the Brantgate cards, which this is one of the orders you need to play Orphis. So definitely nice to pull that one, and a full rarity.
That is a foil heel. That looks really nice.
That is a full heel. That is a very beautiful full heel.
double rare. No, it's right here.
So still haven't hit either of the over triggers out of this box. I'm hoping for a Dragon Empire and a Brant Gate. And speak of the devil, there's the Brant Gate over trigger. So this over trigger is pretty nice if you hit a crit first.
Nice.
What this unit does is it doubles the crit and power of all your units when you hit it during a drop check. And then, of course, it has the same effect where you remove it from the game, draw a card, and give somebody 100 million power. You do not get the additional effect if you hit it off of a damage.
Here's another triple rare for Brant Gate as well.
There's the grade 3 booster for Keter. So that's your grade 3's boost. It's a pretty nice card in the deck. I know some people are playing a control Keter build that doesn't run the card, but I think you should just play the normal version of it. And here we have a Shadow token, which you'll need for Orphist. Its whole gimmick is summoning tokens.
This one got 3 foils in it. That's cool.
And then we got a double rare, Marjorie.
Another
This is a Bruce card. This card's extremely good. When you're in Final Rush, you attack, you put a card into your soul, draw a card, and she gains 10k for the turn. So that's definitely an amazing card for that deck. Oh, nice. And we got a holo rare of the grade 3 booster for Keter. So after this pack, my box will be halfway finished.
I should have kept them in 2 piles.
And then we got another triple rare Hex Orb Sorceress. This is the alternate Rodline deck for Keter's Sanctuary right now. Her whole gimmick is stacking your cards to the top of your deck so that you hit your Persona Rods and all of your crit triggers and front triggers for that deck, because she plays big off of that. And then this is one of the most expensive cards in the set right now, which is Alden. It's the grade 3 that you 100% need to play Bastion right now. What he does is when you call him, you Soul Blast 1, Counter Blast 2. You draw 2 cards if you play a grade 3 from your hand. And when he attacks, he gains 5,000 power. So when Bastion unstands him, he gets a huge amount of power. So he's able to create big swings.
How much is that one?
Last time I checked, that card was about $25 to $30. So moving on, packs, Ghost Chase. This is a common card. It's a very good card for Stoichia. When it's a blitz order, you can only use orders once per turn. So what this order does is it gives one of your units 5k for the battle, and then you add one of your units on the board back to your hand. So what you want to do with this is, if you're playing Magnolia and you call a trigger to the board off of one of the skills and you want to add it back to your hand for defense, or if you end up calling your over trigger, you can add it back to your hand for the shields. So that's a very good card to have as well. And then we got a foil Dragon Empire heal trigger out of this pack. Very nice.
Another one of them. I've pulled all like the triples so far.
And then we have Barrow Magnus, which is the alternate Rodline for Dark States. It's the other triple rare. I think this deck is pretty decent. Definitely an A tier deck. So what his skill does is, if you have 5 or more cards in the soul, you counterblast 1 and draw a card. If you have 10 or more, you counterblast 1, you draw a card, and he gets 10,000 power and an additional crit. And if you have 15 or more, you get all the previous effects, plus you and your opponent put all your rear guards into the soul, and then only you call 2 rear guards from your soul. So it's a board clear, draw, and then crit pressure. It's a very good card.
That's a really cool looking card. We got a foil grade 3 for Keter.
That's a good card. It's Facado. So we got, this is the grade 1 that you play in Barrow Magnus, and out of the same pack you end up pulling the grade 2 as well. And a full Tinchestead, which is honestly a really good card in Dragon Empire right now. And over here we have a foil Facado. This is a really good card for Keter as well. When his attack hits, you countercharge 1 and soul charge 1, and he can't be chosen by skills, so he can't be imprisoned off the board by prison. He can't be retired by Dragon Empire. So that card's extremely good. And then the rest of this pack was nothing.
And an SP heal trigger for Stoichia. That looks really nice.
That is beautiful. Show it to the camera. So, that is the SP heal trigger. So the SP for this box is that. And then we have a foil Brant Gate crit. The foils in this set are beautiful.
They really are.
And
Another full.
we have one of the other more expensive cards in the set right now, which is Verina Valiente. So this guy gets plus 5,000 power for each dress unit that's underneath him. So when you lay your Trickstar down and you overdress him into Verina Arcs and then you overdress him on top, he's a plus 10k. And when his attack hits, you can unstand him. So he's a big pressure card.
This one looks like Harlequin. Another double. And a normal.
And in this box, we got another of the new Perfect Guards. I forgot to explain earlier about how the new Perfect Guards work. If you have 2 or less cards in your hand when you activate them, you don't have to discard a card for them anymore. So that's extremely useful, and that's honestly why they're going up. And then we have our triple rare, which is Diabolo's Boys Eden. This unit, when he untaps, he gains a crit, and he gets plus 5,000 power when you're in Final Rush. And when his attack hits, you can counterblast 1 and retire one of your opponent's units. So extremely good card for Bruce, and 100% necessary to play the deck at full power.
And there's the Dragon Empire Perfect Guard.
Alright, so this pack had double Perfect Guards in it.
Savage.
There's a hollow Perfect Guard for Dark States, and then the normal were the 2 foils in this pack. So that is very nice. These foils are going for around like $8-ish a piece, I think, if not 12. I think the foil one might be 12 and the normal might be about 7.
And then we got the Stoechia over trigger. So foil there.
So the Stoechia over trigger is every trigger put in the 1. It's a heal if you have more damage than your opponent. You give one of your units crit, and you give your front row 10,000, and you draw a card. So it's a pretty good over trigger.
Okay, and then the last one, we got to see who can get the better pull.
Alright, so that's that. This is a unit for Barrow Magnus. When you call him, you soul charge 2, and you can counterblast 2 to give your front row, I think 10,000 or 5,000 power for the turn. It's 5,000 power to your front row. So it's not a bad unit. And then we got Zorga, who has the Alchemagic skill. So what that does is when you use an order, you can bond a normal order from your drop and use the skills of that order as well. So he's the only, this is the only deck in the game that can call multiple orders in one turn. So that's why this deck is really good. It plays a lot of orders, so sometimes you have a harder time defending, but their orders are really good and game changing. So I definitely think that deck's pretty decent as well. And then on to the last 2 packs.
We're going to see here.
Got another Ghost Chase, which is a really good card to have. And then we got another Brent Gate Perfect Guard, which is the new Perfect Guard scheme. And a foil Inheritance Maiden, which this card is really good in Zorga. What it does is when you call her, you can look at the top of the cards, discard them to the drop, but sometimes you want to do it, sometimes you don't. You want to get your orders in the drop so you can Alchemagic, and then you can rest her to remove the Soul Blast requirement for an order for the turn.
And then I got a hollow heal trigger for Dark States.
Alright.
Which just look very nice.
And that was our double box opening. These boxes honestly feel very rewarding, and it definitely seems like you're pretty much guaranteed to make your money back. I'll be coming soon with some gameplay of some new overdress decks and some deck ideas and builds and everything. And thank you guys for watching. We'll be doing more content soon.